Hello everyone, it is me again, it's HorrorFan34, and I am back. I know it's been a little bit since I did a video. I've been slacking on videos lately, just been really busy with a lot of stuff. Just haven't had any free time to do videos or, with this whole, the virus thing going on around, just trying to stay safe and things like that. But, so I apologize if there hasn't been any videos lately. But I'm going to do this video. I had this video planned for a few days now, and I finally got my list together. So basically, so I apologize, like I said, for the absence and things like that. So hope you all are staying safe out there from the virus. This whole thing's widespread now and things like that. So I hope you guys are staying safe. Staying safe. Hand sanitizer, washing your hands, things like that. Make sure you guys stay safe out there. I appreciate your guys' support as well. But I figured for this video, I do a little bit of a quick through of two separate lists in one video. What I mean by that is remakes that I enjoy and hate. So basically, this is like a list of remakes that I came up with that I enjoy and I don't like. And I'm going to run through them off quickly. I do have a few right here I'll show that were easy to pick out of my closet. But this includes not just horror remakes, but also includes remakes of like comedies or things like that or some films that you might not even know were remakes of other films. So I thought this would be an interesting video for you guys to watch. So I hope you guys enjoy my list. So let's go over first the remakes that I enjoy. Like I said, I'm not gonna go into a whole lot of detail. I'm gonna rat them off really quickly and explain once in a while why. But remakes that I enjoy, and I tell you what, there's quite a bit of remakes that I do enjoy from different kinds of genres. But the Hills Have Eyes remake, that's my favorite remake of all time. I love that movie. Of horror remakes, that's like my favorite of all time. I love The Hills Have Eyes. The Blob from 1988, that's another really great one. Of course, can't forget about this one. John Carpenter's The Thing, of course, the remake from The Thing from Another World from the 50s. I mean, what more can you say about John Carpenter's The Thing that hasn't been said before? It's a classic. The Fly by David Cronenberg, another great one. Friday the 13th, I love that remake. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, I love. House of Wax, I think that's kind of an underrated one. I love the House of Wax remake from 2005. Of course, I can't forget about this one, but Dawn of the Dead from 2004 by Zack Snyder. I mean, considered one of the best remakes ever. I can definitely see why. It's one of my personal favorite remakes too. Let's see what other ones we got here. Other ones, The Crazies, Let Me In, which is a remake from Let the Right One In. The Maniac remake with Elijah Wood, was really impressed with that one. Here's another one that I think is kind of an underrated one right here, but House on Haunted Hill from '99. I also really enjoyed the 50s one with Vincent Price, but I do love this remake as well. Other ones that I love, the Night of the Living Dead remake by Tom Savini, I love. I'm actually one of the few that actually enjoy the Black Christmas remake from 2006. 13 Ghosts, that's another pretty decent one and an underrated one. I know it's getting a Scream Factory release, so I'm really looking forward to that one. The Shaft, also known as Down, but the Killer Elevator. Evil Dead remake I enjoyed. The Fright Night remake, I Spit on Your Grave. Piranha, I thought that was a fun one. Of course, The Ring. One of the more recent ones that I thought was a pretty good one was Suspiria. I do love the original Dario Argento Suspiria, but I was really impressed with the new one. I thought it was pretty good. The Toolbox Murders by Tobe Hooper from 2004, I believe. I'm actually one of the few that I think the Hitcher is actually pretty decent, but I think the original is better. But I think the Hitcher remake is pretty decent, especially Sean Bean as the Hitcher. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, I thought that's a pretty good one. Willard with Crispin Glover. Here's another one by John Carpenter that I think is underrated as well. Village of the Damned, which I believe was a remake from the 50s as well. But I love this one. I love Christopher Reeve, Kirstie Alley, and Linda Kozlowski, and small people like Michael Pare, Mark Hamill. Love that one too. I also enjoy It, the first It that came out in 2017. Now these are some of the ones that are non-horror remakes that I enjoy. Going to go through them pretty quickly, but some of them you might not even know were remakes. But Cape Fear, I love. Get Carter with Stallone, which I actually have right here. This is a remake from the Michael Caine movie Get Carter from 1971. But I love this one with Stallone. Scarface, that's another good one that's a remake. Here's another one that you probably never thought was a remake, but it is. Three Men and a Baby, which was actually a remake of a French film called Three Men in a Cradle. And they remade it in America as Three Men and a Baby. But I love this one. I love these three actors in the film: Tom Selleck, Steve Guttenberg, and Ted Danson. Love the chemistry between these. Directed by Leonard Nimoy. May he rest in peace. Spock himself from Star Trek directed this, which is really, really cool. I always thought it was pretty cool that Spock directed that movie. Other ones, Mr. Deeds, that's a remake, it's a pretty good one. Of course, one of the more other recent ones, Death Wish with Bruce Willis. Cool Pursuit with Liam Neeson, I think that's a remake of a French film. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Birdcage with Robin Williams, The Toy with Richard Pryor is a remake, surprisingly enough. I do enjoy that one. Father's Day with Robin Williams and Billy Crystal. Death at a Funeral, I do like the British version, but I love the American one with Chris Rock and Danny Glover and Tracy Morgan. I love that line that Tracy Morgan says, he was like, "Blow!" And I was like, "Damn!" I love Tracy Morgan in that one. Here's another one that I almost forgot was a remake as well, but Angels in the Outfield. Yeah, from the 50s, directed by William Deere, who did Harry and the Hendersons, among many other movies. I almost forgot that was a remake as well from the 50s. But, also, Brewster's Millions, that's another good one. Brothers with Tobey Maguire, I never knew that was a remake. Casino Royale, that's another one, that's a good one. The Departed. Desperate Hours, that's a pretty underrated movie about, like, hostages in a house, and you have a really solid cast of people like Anthony Hopkins, Mimi Rogers, you have Shawnee Smith, you have Kelly Lynch, you have Mickey Rourke as your bad guy. That's a pretty good one. Down Out in Beverly Hills. Bram Stoker's Dracula, considered, kind of a remake of the Dracula monster movie. Fatal Attraction, Funny Games with Naomi Watts, that's another good one. Heat. Surprisingly enough, Heat is a remake as well, because if you remember, Michael Mann back in '89 directed this. It was supposed to be a pilot episode for an NBC show called LA Takedown, which was about like a bank robbery and things like that. It had Michael Rooker in it, and that was kind of like his rough draft of Heat. So then he remade that in '95 as Heat with Al Pacino. It's a great movie. The Omega Man and I Am Legend, two really good remakes of The Last Man on Earth. Insomnia, that's a pretty good one. Never knew that was a remake. Invaders from Mars with Tobe Hooper. The Italian Job, The Jackal, King Kong, The Lady Killers, Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis, The Last of the Mohicans, Little Shop of Horrors, Major Payne, that's actually a remake, I never knew that. The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, I love. Night of the Demons remake, Oscar. Here's another one that I never thought I consider this a remake, but The Phantom of the Opera from 1989 with Robert Englund. Pretty underrated movie. Also, Ransom, Rear Window with Christopher Reeve, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I actually don't mind That Darn Cat with Christina Ricci and Dougie Doug. True Lies, and the last remake that I have here that I put under the enjoyed one is Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise. So now I'm going to go through the ones that I don't like. Amityville Horror remake, I don't care for. April Fool's Day remake, no. The newest Black Christmas from 2019, didn't care for. Cabin Fever was pointless. The Children of the Corn TV remake they did in 2009. Day of the Dead, forget about it. The Eye, forget about it. Flatliners, forget it. The Fog, one of the worst remakes ever. The recent Grudge movie. Rob Zombie's Halloween. Ugh. My Bloody Valentine. Didn't really care for that one. I love the original better. Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Ugh. The Omen remake. A Xerox is what that should be. Xerox the remake. One Missed Call. The Poltergeist remake. One of the worst remakes. Prom Night. And another really bad remake. Psycho. Vince Vaughn as Norman Bates. Yeah. Never cared for Pulse. The one from 2006 with Kristen Bell, who would later be Veronica Mars. The Stepfather. When a Stranger Calls. The Wolfman. Didn't care for Adventures in Babysitting. They made that for TV. Annie, Arthur with Russell Brand. The Dudley Moore one was much better. Assault on Precinct 13. Just watched the original John Carpenter. Ben-Hur. Never understood that. Cheaper by the Dozen. Waste of talent for Steve Martin. Clash of the Titans. Conan the Barbarian. The Day the Earth Stood Still. The Hustle, which is the more recent one with Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson, which was a remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Flight of the Phoenix, Footloose, Fun with Dick and Jane, Ghostbusters, Godzilla, The Great Gatsby, Guess Who, Gulliver's Travels, The Heartbreak Kid, the It's Alive remake, didn't care for, The Loft, the Overboard remake, didn't care for that, the one with Kurt Russell was much better, Pet Sematary, Planet of the Apes with Tim Burton and Mark Wahlberg, Point Break, Red Dawn, RoboCop, this remake is awful, Rollerball with Chris Klein and LL Cool J. You know, just go watch the original with James Caan. The Shining miniseries. Sorority Road, didn't care for that. The Straw Dogs remake, I much prefer the Dustin Hoffman one. The Time Machine, I didn't care for. Total Recall, I didn't care for. And the last one I have here, and if you hear that in the background, that's my dog barking. The last one I didn't care for is the Yours, Mine, and Ours remake with Dennis Quaid. Ways of Dennis Quaid's talent. But, so there's my list. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time. You guys take care.